What's up, people on YouTube? Just putting out a courtesy video to anyone who's owns a Mini or just got a Mini, is looking to do their own oil changes. This is I just bought this one. It's a 2012 Mini Cooper S Clubman, and I said, well, let me change the oil because I don't really know the history on it. So I watched a bunch of videos, and they're telling me take this reservoir here and unbolt it with that one bolt there, and unclip it from those two clips there. Move it over to the side so you can get to the oil filter. Okay, so did that, slowly moving it, and then all of a sudden I start to see a rainfall of coolant coming out from the bottom of the car. So there's probably a better way, or maybe it's got 118,000 miles on it. So I'll show you what broke and maybe what you can do to avoid it in the future. So as I'm taking this thing out and moving it to the side, all right. Oh, man. Let me get my video better here. Trying to get some light on here too for you. All right. So this is what snapped right here. Okay. It's basically, I mean, I took it out here, but it's kind of like a T for the turbo coolant tube. So, right, let me put this down. Okay, so let me back up a bit. If anyone's doing their own oil change, that wasn't the first thing I did, was actually drop the oil. So, and if this you're new to Mini, this is you jack the car up from the driver's side, and Mini gives you these little rubber jack points, which makes things much more convenient instead of having to find the place that's suitable, to lift the car. And then what you'll have is let's see if I can get it here, is an Allen drain plug right there. So it's pretty easy to get to, and you just drop the oil and then work your way to getting the oil filter. Right away, you can see they they use this plastic piece. They put these clamps on there, just like one. They basically put them on at the factory, and you can't tighten them or take them off or anything like that. So looks like it's a hose that you have to get, which can range anywhere from $80 to $170, depending on where you're looking. So I basically said, well, all I need is a T. Went to Lowe's, and really need a barbed T. So now this one here, it's basically a 1 inch by 1 inch by 3/4, because the one coming up, obviously here, this one coming up here is a little bit smaller than the two sides going straight. So I'm going to put this in, and first I'm going to cut those off, get out whatever remaining pieces I have left in that tube there. Put the T in, and give you an update in a second. Okay, so first thing we want to do is get these factory hose clamps off. And what I did was I took a channel lock and pretty much crushed it. It didn't break, but what happened is there's a piece of the T broken in there still. So when I got the pliers on there and crushed it, that piece broke. I was able to get that out, and at that point you're able to get something sharp that cuts well. I got a sheet metal cutter that cut pretty well through it, and you're able to just push the hose, collapse the hose a little bit, get underneath that, and cut it off. So I'm going to do the other side and let you know how I did. Alright, so I just squeezed that hose, and you can see that the broken piece of the T is now collapsed in there. I'm going to grab like a needle nose plier or pick and just pull that out, and that'll allow me to just move the hose because that piece was keeping it rigid. I wasn't able to get the cutting shears between the hose and the band. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I got those clamps off. This is how they were. They were actually connected together like that for whatever reason to hold, I guess, the hoses in place. And once I got the middle parts out, I was able to just get my my cutting shears and just cut these bands off. That was probably the hardest part. So you could see, I mean, I would imagine the coolant's getting even hotter coming off the turbo. Look how brittle these are. I mean, they're just breaking apart. Just literally, I mean, I'm not even putting much force. It's like it's almost like the consistency of chocolate. You know, that's how easily they're breaking. So now I've gotten this nice brass fitting here. It's actually from Shark Bite, and I got some regular hose clamps. I don't know who engineered this car, man, but you know, this is not the best place to put an oil filter or anything else for that matter. It seems like they really try to cram as much into this thing as possible. So I'm about to put the two hose clamps on over there, making sure that they don't touch the ends over here. Don't chafe or touch anything that would cause an issue going forward. And then refill the coolant and be on my way. So I've connected all the hoses, and let me see if I can get you a good shot here. There it is. Okay, that's there. Back out for a second. So I got a hose clamp there. Hose clamp on the top going to the turbo, and one going, I don't even know where. But that's my T. It looks like it worked perfectly there. It's going to be much more sturdier for future oil changes. And then replace your canister here with the one bolt and the two clips that it has to go onto. Put your overflow tube on and fill it up with the appropriate coolant. As you can see, mine's halfway now. Should get the right. Now, what you also need to do is, if you look, let's see, where is it? Let me see if I can get you a shot of this thing here. Oh yeah, it's going to be difficult to see. You need a long screwdriver because this is your bleeder screw. If I can get a visual on it, it's alignment. Too much light. Down in there. There it is. Okay, I got it. See that hex? That crisscross right there? That is your bleeder screw. See the long screwdriver, and turn it about 3 to 4 turns. Fill this up. You'll start to see it go down, and then when antifreeze starts to come out of there, you should also, you know, do this with the car off. And they say to also put your heater on all the way with your blower on. This way water will flow through there. I guess there's some sort of valve that opens up when you do that, and you get all the air out. So did that, fill this up, let it run, just monitor it. And if you have a scan tool, you can plug a scan tool in and just check the temperature that way, because this car doesn't have a temperature gauge. So I plugged my scan tool in and just drove around a bit, made sure that the car didn't overheat due to some trapped air, and it seemed to be fine. Okay, so I hope this helped somebody out should they come across this issue. And I know this is definitely going to be an issue for some people, especially when you put stupid plastic components in a coolant system that are going to be so brittle like that to break when you need to access your oil filter right down in there, which is another stupid place to put it. If this helped you out, quick tip, because it cost me $6. This was a $6 fix, honestly, and a little bit of antifreeze which I had left over. So honestly, if this helped you out, like, subscribe, and leave a comment, suggestions. Maybe I did it, there was an easier way to do it or whatever. If you have another way you do oil changes, please comment. Yeah, and maybe it'll help somebody else out. All right, peace. See you later.